General Hospital spoilers reveal that Chase is secretly investigating the true identity of Brooklyn's child, but he never anticipated that what he is about to uncover will change the lives of many people. Initially, Chase's suspicions stem from small things: Brooklyn's avoidance of questions, her odd reactions when the child is mentioned, and even some pieces from the past that don't quite add up. But the deeper Chase digs, the more he realizes that a much larger secret is being hidden, one that could shake Port Charles to its core. By examining records, tracking down those involved, and piecing together past events, Chase gradually uncovers a shocking truth: Dante has another child that he never knew about. This not only leaves Chase stunned, but it also raises more puzzling questions. If Dante is truly the father of the child, why has Brooklyn kept this a secret? Who is she trying to protect? Or is there a deeper reason that no one has yet understood? In the following days, Chase feels like he's walking a tightrope, caught between the truth and his personal feelings. Part of him wants to believe that Brooklyn has a valid reason for keeping the secret, but the other part cannot accept the deception she's kept going all this time. Why has she remained silent about something so important? What is she afraid of? Meanwhile, Dante remains completely unaware of the storm awaiting him. He's always thought that his life, though imperfect, was on a clear path. But now, an unexpected truth could shatter everything. As Chase stands on the verge of revealing the entire secret, he faces a difficult decision. Should he tell Dante immediately, or should he investigate further to make sure he doesn't make a critical mistake? At the same time, Brooklyn feels the mounting pressure as signs show that her secret can no longer stay hidden much longer. She knows her time is running out. She can feel Chase's probing gaze, the increasing curiosity of those around her, and the fear that once the truth comes out, she might lose everything, including Chase, Dante, and the Quartermain family. But this secret is more complicated than anyone realizes. It's not just about Brooklyn hiding the child's true identity. There's a bigger question: why has she done this? Is she protecting Dante, her child, or is there a greater force behind this that no one has uncovered yet? As Chase continues his investigation, he begins to uncover pieces that reveal an even deeper secret, possibly involving someone with influence over the entire situation. A force may have pushed Brooklyn into a position where she had no choice but to keep the secret. But who is really behind it all? While Dante remains unaware of his new child, Chase realizes that this truth could completely alter his friend's life. Dante has always been a devoted father to Rocco, but now he will have to face the truth that he's missed the early years of another child's life. How will he accept this? Will he be angry with Brooklyn for hiding this from him? Or will he try to find a way to make up for the lost time? This situation not only affects Dante and Brooklyn, but it also places Chase in a difficult spot. He's not just uncovering the truth, but he's also a man with deep feelings for Brooklyn. When the truth is revealed, he will have to face an important question: will he be able to forgive her for keeping this from him? The eruption of this secret will shake not only the Quartermain and Falconeri families but also all of Port Charles. Everyone involved will have to face the unavoidable consequences. But the most important question now is, when everything comes out, who will truly be responsible for the lies? And will Chase be ready to confront the truth he has been seeking all along? One thing is certain: Port Charles will never be the same. When Brooklyn and Dante's secret is exposed, no one will escape the consequences of what's to come. Chase can't believe what he's just discovered. Dex is not just a stranger who happened to show up in Port Charles, he is actually Dante's son. This truth is not just a huge shock, but it also opens up a series of questions that have never been answered before. Why didn't Dante know about his son's existence? Who has been hiding this secret for all these years? And more importantly, what does this mean for everyone involved? The truth about Dex is not just a family secret, it's a ticking time bomb, ready to explode and threaten to destroy the life Dante has carefully built. If Dex is really Dante's son, that means part of Dante's legacy has been hidden, and now the truth is rising uncontrollably. This not only puts Dante in a tough spot but also forces Chase to face the consequences of his discovery. Dante's legacies, including the values he has passed on to Rocco, his decisions regarding his family, and his relationship with Sam, are all at risk of being upended. If Dex finds out the truth, will he be able to accept that the man he always thought of as a stranger is actually his biological father? And more importantly, will Dante be able to accept it? Finding out that he has an adult child could shake every aspect of his life, forcing him to make choices he never expected. Chase understands that this revelation could lead to a storm greater than anything he can imagine. On one hand, he knows Dante has a right to know the truth about his son. On the other hand, it could spiral everything into a more dangerous situation, especially if there's a force that has intentionally kept Dex's identity hidden for all these years. If someone has been concealing this secret, they must have a reason for doing so. Who is behind this cover-up? Will they allow everything to be exposed, or will they find a way to silence Chase before he can tell the truth? The tension between Chase, Dex, and Dante grows as the truth nears exposure. Chase realizes that he faces an important decision. Should he tell Dante immediately, or should he gather more evidence before everything spins out of control? One thing is certain, when this truth is revealed, none of them will be able to look at each other the same way again. The ghosts of the past are slowly coming to light, and with each clue Chase uncovers, a more complicated web of secrets emerges. Who knew about Dex's existence? Why was he raised without any connection to his biological father? And most importantly, if Dex is truly Dante's son, this could change the future of the entire Falconeri family forever. As events surrounding this secret continue to explode, Port Charles is preparing to face one of the biggest shocks it has ever known. With a truth this shocking, no one will escape its consequences. Chase, the one who uncovered this secret, knows that his own life will never be the same again. Will he be able to control what's about to happen, or will he be pulled into the whirlwind of trouble he has just unearthed? One thing is certain, this truth is not just a discovery, it's the beginning of a battle that no one can predict the outcome of. Brooklyn and Lulu couldn't believe what they had just discovered. Dante's past wasn't just a series of old stories, but was now returning with a shocking secret, a truth that could completely upend the lives of many. Both had different reactions to this shocking news, but the only thing they shared was the confusion and the feeling that everything they knew about Dante was only a small part of a much bigger picture. Brooklyn, who had always felt a strong connection with Dante, felt like everything was falling apart in front of her. Despite past conflicts, arguments, and misunderstandings, she had always believed that Dante was an honest man, someone who always tried to do the right thing. But now, knowing that he had another child, one he never knew about, Brooklyn couldn't help but wonder, how many more things about Dante had she never known? This raised a series of questions. Who had hidden this truth? Why didn't Dante know? And if he truly had another child, what did that mean for his current family? Lulu, who had an emotionally charged past with Dante, also couldn't believe her ears. She had always seen Dante as a devoted father to Rocco, a man of integrity, someone trustworthy. But now, with this secret revealed, she couldn't help but feel betrayed. She wondered, had she ever really understood Dante? If he had a child he didn't know about, were there other things in his life she had never known? This truth didn't just shake the way she viewed Dante, but it also made her worried about how he would handle it. Would he be willing to accept this child? Could he balance this new responsibility with the family he had already built? Up until now, Dante had been seen as a man of principle, an upright cop, a devoted father, and a man who always put his family first. But with this new truth, all of that was being seriously tested. If he truly had a child he never knew about, it meant someone had been hiding a significant secret from him for years. But who had done this? And why had they decided to keep it from him? Brooklyn and Lulu couldn't help but ask, if Dante found out the truth, how would he react? Would he be angry at those who kept this secret? Could he forgive himself for not being there for his child from the beginning? And more importantly, if that child was truly Dex, a person Dante had once suspected and even clashed with, could they overcome the distance between them to accept this truth? This truth didn't just affect Dante, it shook Port Charles to its core. Those who had trusted him, those who had seen him as a role model, would now look at him in a completely different way. For Sam, Dante's current partner, this would be a huge shock. She had built a life with him based on honesty and stability, but now, learning that he had a child he didn't know about, could she accept that? Could their relationship withstand this shock? As Dante faced this truth, Brooklyn and Lulu were also standing at a major crossroads in their own lives. Brooklyn, who had always been an important part of Dante's life, might feel responsible for helping him face this truth. But that also meant she would have to face a difficult battle. Could she help Dante through this shock without hurting herself in the process? Lulu, who had a complicated past with Dante, might see things from a completely different perspective. She might want to help Dante confront his son, but could also feel that it was time to step back and let him handle this issue on his own. Either way, she knew that nothing would ever be the same again. The truth about Dante's secret child wasn't just a personal shock, but an event that could change the entire dynamic of General Hospital. If Dex truly was Dante's son, it meant all of the conflicts between them would need to be re-evaluated. The confrontations, the misunderstandings, and even the tense moments between them would now carry a whole new meaning. Could Dex accept Dante as his father? Or would he feel abandoned all these years? This was a story with no easy answers. Brooklyn and Lulu might be in shock, but they also knew that this was just the beginning of an even bigger storm. When Dante learns the truth, when Sam reacts to this shock, when Dex is forced to face a completely new identity, Port Charles will never be the same. This truth could push Dante into a situation he can't control. Could he accept his son and step into the role of a father he never knew he had? Or would it plunge him into an identity crisis where everything he once believed in was put to the test? And more importantly, was Port Charles ready to accept this change? One thing is certain. This secret laid the groundwork for one of the most explosive stories in General Hospital history. The fallout from it would not only affect Dante but also Brooklyn, Lulu, Sam, Dex, and everyone around them. And once this truth was fully exposed, no one would ever be the same again. Dante never thought his life would change this way, but now, he had no choice but to accept the truth and take on the responsibility of a father. When he discovered that Dex was truly his son, everything in his life was turned upside down. Every principle, every value he had always trusted was now being tested, and the relationships around him were affected in ways no one could have predicted. Dante's decision to step up and fulfill his role as a father wasn't just a personal responsibility, it was a major event that would impact all of Port Charles. This decision raised difficult questions and brought enormous pressure, forcing him to face challenges he had never encountered before. How could he build a relationship with a son he had never known? How could he make up for lost time without making Dex feel that it was all just being forced on him? While Dante worked hard to fulfill his responsibility, Brooklyn and Lulu also had to face unavoidable changes. Brooklyn, who had always had a deep understanding of Dante, felt like everything was slipping beyond her control. She couldn't deny that this truth had made her see Dante in a different light, not just as a man responsible for his current family, but as someone now facing the consequences of his own past. Could Dante maintain balance between his current life and this new responsibility? Could he manage it without losing himself? Lulu, who had once shared an important part of Dante's life, couldn't help but feel confused. She had once thought she understood him, thought that no matter what happened, Dante was a solid man who wouldn't be shaken by the secrets of his past. But now, seeing this truth, she couldn't help but question what was really going on. Dante wasn't just facing becoming a father again, he also had to figure out how to build a completely new relationship with someone who was already grown, someone who didn't need him to protect him like a child, but instead was a man with his own wounds, prejudices, and might not easily accept a father he had never known. Tensions continued to rise as Dante tried to balance his current life and his new responsibilities. He knew this wasn't something that could be solved overnight, but he also understood that if he didn't act now, he might lose the only chance he had to connect with his son. Dex, once a mystery in Port Charles, was now a crucial part of Dante's life. But the big question was, would Dex accept him? Could he find a way to make Dex understand that he genuinely wanted to take on this responsibility, not just because of obligation or external pressure? Port Charles had never been short of complex stories, but this one was becoming one of the biggest events, making everyone rethink how they viewed Dante. Could he maintain his life without letting this new responsibility shatter everything? Would Lulu and Brooklyn continue to stand by him, or would they choose to distance themselves when they realized that nothing would ever be the same? One thing was certain, the truth about Dante's child wasn't just changing his life, it was creating a chain reaction that would affect everyone around him. And as these events continued to unfold, no one could predict what would happen next. Dante might accept this change, but was Port Charles ready to accept a new Dante, a man who wasn't just a cop, a lover, or a father to Rocco, but also a new father trying to rebuild the lost connection with his son? Whatever the answer, one thing was undeniable, Dante's life and the lives of everyone around him would never be the same again.